Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm JC and today's video was going to be a little bit of a chatty video, but I've redirected. Um, I thought it was interesting that there was something about my writing process that I did not realize, or should I say the in-between process that I didn't realize I had a routine for, which apparently I do. But I'm trying to refine that routine to be a little more deliberate and not just something that just occurs. So for those of you who don't know, I finished my latest novel on Friday, whatever last Friday was. It's up in the cards. If you watch my channel, then you know I finished my novel, The Weight of Her, last Friday on the Courtney Project's live stream. So I realized that normally in my head, I think I want to jump right into the next project because it's not like I don't have like a ton of ideas and things to work on. But normally I end up procrastinating in between projects. Sometimes I call that research. Sometimes I call it creative brainstorming. Sometimes I call it reorganizing things that don't need to be reorganized. But nevertheless, I discovered I had a process, an in-between process. So I was wondering if you guys do too. And if not, perhaps I could give you a few ideas for the in-between time, in between projects, because we all need a little space in between finishing one project and starting another major project. Also, I realized that I have written, I counted it out, a total of 8 books, but not all of them are novels. It's 3 poetry books. 3 poetry books, and the writer's motivational books is not finished quite yet because I keep adding stuff to it. So if that was finished, it would be 9, but it's not finished. So 5 novels I've written, like completed, and I realize I have a problem where I get into I just want to start the next book phase because I think, I'm supposed to take time away from that. So in finishing my 5th novel, 8th book total, I know, why aren't any of them out? That's for another video. It's another problem I realized that I have. But that's not what we're discussing here today. We're discussing the in-between process. So, like I said, I tend to do a little procrastinating, a little unplanned procrastination in my way of preparing for the next project. So I'm trying to make it a little more deliberate. So I've discovered there are 4 ways to get through the in-between process from one project to the next, because we don't just dive right in, right? To the next. Well, okay, maybe some of y'all do. I think that I want to, and then I don't. So the first thing that I typically tend to do in the in-between process is brainstorm everything. And by everything, I mean all the different ideas that have compiled themselves in my head while I was writing the novel. Some of them from notes that I did jot down, but I typically take this time in between projects to really, really do deep brainstorming. So I typically take this time to do some really deep brainstorming, and I brainstorm throughout writing on different things, but it's always just, grab a sheet of paper, write down this idea real quick so I can get it out of my head, and then I continue working on whatever project I'm working on. So during this time when I don't have a project to technically work on, I maybe take a day, it could be a week, where I just brainstorm things, different YouTube video ideas, different ideas for novels, different ideas for TV shows that I may want to write. That's a secret project. Um, different products that I may want to get into doing. I brainstorm all the creative things and things that I don't have time to like really get in depth with while I'm working on a project. So that's number one. Number two, I reorganize things a lot. Some things that don't really need reorganizing. It's typically when, okay, now I'm not saying I don't clean throughout the course of my life regularly, but I tend to reorganize things in the living room or in the dining room or in the kitchen, or I change positions of where things are a lot. And while I'm reorganizing, I'm usually thinking of ideas and stuff too. So I mostly tend to reorganize things in my office area, and I'm actually getting ready to redo my office area, like completely redo. I still have my new desk sitting in a box in the living room waiting to be put together, but anyway, I have things on the way for my office area. So what little you see behind here will change, but that's also in another video. So reorganization helps me think through things. It helps get some of that creative energy out. Weird, maybe it's just me. I reorganize my stationery bin because it's just a thing I do. So number three, I tend to watch a lot of, I watch TV, but I tend to watch a lot of more instructional, writer focused videos. I plan to catch up on my YouTube videos that I have been way behind in. So if I comment on a video that you did months ago, it's because I'm really that far behind. But anyway, I will catch up on like writing instructional type videos, motivational videos. I'll watch a lot of those. I tend to have a knack for trying to find writing documentaries or documentaries about writers specifically that I like to do in my in-between phase. These are things I didn't realize that I actually do. Like I just did them subconsciously in between projects, but I never like specifically wrote it down as my routine. So now I'm going to change that. I'm going to make it more deliberate. And also one of the things that I want to, I'm also, because I just got a subscription to Masterclass, I am also going to be, through a different opportunity, I'm also going to be doing some writing classes on Masterclass also during this in-between phase. I don't know how long this in-between phase is going to last. Sounds like it's going to last a really long time by the way I'm describing things, but I know camp is coming. I don't know enough camp now yet. But that's a whole other thing. And number four, last, certainly not least, I read incessantly. Now I read regularly anyway. I try to make sure I read at least a chapter a day. If I can't get anything else read, I at least have to read at least one chapter. There may be some days in there where I get a little busy with other things and I end up not reading, which makes me really upset at myself. But for the most part, I tend to read at least a chapter a day, preferably more. I plan on, you can't see, can you see this now? I am going to do an audiobook reading. Well, I guess it's not reading, but can you see that? It's Atomic Habits by James Clear. I want to read that. I'm also still reading the Cicely Tyson book, and I just started another fiction book, so I'm currently reading 2 books at once. When I start this, it'll be 3. It's just I don't plan for this in-between phase to be long because Camp Nano starts in April, but I don't know. I haven't decided what my next project is yet, so not for sure. I know what I think I want it to be, but I haven't sat down with my ideas, so thus the in-between routine. So those are some of the things that I do when I am in between projects. I really hope that some of these ideas can help you if you're wondering what you could do in between one project before you start the next one. If you are the kind of person that just jumps straight into the next project, more power to you. I wish I was like you. I admire you so much. But I digress. I need some space, a creative space between projects. And just to clarify, I am between projects. I don't mean that I'm not working on other stuff, like my poetry books and getting those out there and republishing my first novel and getting that out there, and the Writer's Motivation book, which I still keep adding stuff to and taking other stuff away from. But I'm still working on those things also during this in-between phase. I just mean in between novel projects. So just wanted to clarify that. But the strangest thing that I found, and the reason why I sat down and did a video about it, is because I didn't realize I had an in-between process, like a full-blown process. It was just something I did without thinking about doing it, but apparently I do. So I thought, hey, I have a process. I should write this down and I should share this with you guys. So that is what I have done here. And that's going to be it for this video. If you like what you see and you want to see more videos from me, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget, share some of what you do in between your projects with me, because I can always implement something else. Maybe something different that I haven't done before. Yeah, so that's going to be it. Till next time, have a blessed day. Bye. Or someone's car alarm goes off. That's lovely. I didn't realize that I had a routine for the in-between. I know it's going to catch on. It's going to catch on. Watch.